Hey everyone, my name is Emmanuel Knafo. I'm one of the co-founder of DevOps Shield, and I have a very exciting announcement. We finally version 2 is out. It's still the ultimate DevSecOps platform designed to secure your Azure DevOps, GitHub, and GitLab environments. It is available on the Microsoft Azure Marketplace and also as a Docker container, which means you could essentially run it anywhere, including your local machine or any of the clouds. Finally, you could see at demo.devopsshield.com a read-only version of the application if you're just curious and want to see what that looks like. Let's go ahead and install it locally on this machine using Docker Hub. So I'm just going to I have an Azure DevOps organization with multiple projects. I'd like to scan these projects and make sure that I am secure from the point of view of my Azure DevOps platform, as well as ensure that all the DevSecOps controls recommended by OWASP, for example, are implemented on all my repos. And that's the exercise that we're going to do in this video. So you start by going to Docker Hub. And as you can see, I'm not signed in, so I can just search for DevOps Shield. And let's just, there's that wiki right here. And all we're going to do is from the quick start, we're just going to grab the Docker run command and run that locally. I'm just going to clear this up. So we just go ahead and paste that in bash or WSL2 or a PowerShell command like I'm doing here, PowerShell core. And it just basically downloads the image. It's pretty quick. The image is not that big. And then runs it in detach mode and is then accessible on port localhost 8080. So I'm just waiting for this to finish up, and there you go. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and open that on port localhost 8080. So the first time you log in, obviously, you'll want to enter the username and password. I'm not sure I got that right. And of course, it's DevOps Shield with 2 S's for the username and for the password, as is indicated here in yellow. And you could change your password. I'm going to go ahead and skip that for now. Of course, any good secure person would do it. But I want to make this demo as quick as possible. So we're going to set up, and it's a pretty quick setup. Basically, we're going to start your configuration now right here, which is the equivalent of clicking Setup Configuration on the bottom left, and quick setup, get started. So it's exactly like version 1, but now, as you can see on the bottom right, we are running version 2. So let's go ahead and type the ID. The tenant ID. So this does match your Entra ID. We'll go ahead and write something for the tenant name. I'm going to call it DevOps Shield. You choose your enterprise type. I'm going to go ahead and pick Azure DevOps, then pick your organization. There you go. And finally, enter a path. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that path from my key vault. So I have a key vault right here with a bunch of secrets, and one of them is my PAT token. It's actually a full access token for the org and to benefit, get the most out of DevOps Shield, including these new features of AppSec enforcing DevSecOps controls automatically. So that's what we're about to explore. I'm going to go ahead and click on Start Setup Now. Everything looks good. It's all green. And as you could see, the setup configuration started. So it's a lot like in version 1, except there's many more policies for Azure DevOps and GitHub. And as well, there's now the introduction of code security templates. So we'll go over that. But just so you know, there was automatically an assessment that got triggered, and it's basically currently scanning my DevOps Shield organization. So we'll let that roll.